about Taiwan. I'm Ethan Liu with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan is returning to this year's Pacific Islands Forum, or PIF, after geopolitical pressure kept it from last year's gathering. Ahead of the annual meeting, our reporter Tiffany Wong sits down with this year's host, Palauan President Sorangal Webs Jr., for an exclusive interview about Taiwan's participation.
Taiwan's Foreign Minister Lin Jialong is leading Taiwan's delegation to PIF this year after Taiwan was excluded from last year's forum. What led to the decision to invite Taiwan at this level, and what does its participation mean for Palau?
Well, I think first of all, what we need to understand is that all countries were, all partners were not allowed to attend the forum last year. But we made it very clear that as host of the 55th forum, that we wanted to be follow the guidelines of the forum, which invites all partners, and Taiwan is a development partner of the forum. I tried inviting the highest level of every partner to come to Palau. In fact, I tried inviting presidents, prime ministers of those countries, like Japan, like others, to come to Palau because we want the highest level representation. Important that our partners understand how we can work together to build a resilient and prosperous Pacific. We're grateful that Minister is able to come and join us in Palau.
As the host of this year's forum, how have you managed pressure from China over Taiwan's participation and more broadly China's efforts to influence the bloc and its decision making?
China continues to say that we need to follow the one China principle. And I think that is something that continues to be something that they want to say. But we have to respect that we are all sovereign nations that make up the forum. We have our relationship with our partners. There's dialogue partners, there's development partners. They are all partners, and they are all allowed to participate at different levels, in different ways. And we respect those rules, and we should uphold those rules. One thing that you should be understood is that Taiwan not only is a development partner, they also fund the forum. They provide funding for the operations of the forum. Taiwan was one of the first that pledged to contribute to the Pacific Resilience Facility, which is for all of the Pacific. And Taiwan has been an active participant of the forum since 1992. So we are just following what has always been practiced.
I want to talk more about PIF. This is for the Pacific Islands to sort of have a space to discuss the issues that matter the most to them. But sometimes the involvement of these external partners can also bring in some wider geopolitical conflicts. So what does it mean to you that the Pacific is increasingly a focal point for these competing interests?
I think that's really important. We are here to hear from our partners of how we can work together and cooperate to build a prosperous and resilient Pacific. That's why the partners should be here. Their politics and their global issues are their issues. And so we shouldn't let those detract from our desire to address the challenges that we face as a Pacific. And I think one of the things that we've seen over the years is that the forum has develop into a priority for all leaders. We've seen the highest attendance rates in these forum meetings. So I think we've learned to manage, and I think that's one of the things that was clear last year. And I support Solomon Islands' decision at the end to say nobody comes, because we don't want the noise to affect our decision-making process, what our priorities are. And I think one of the challenges this year is to make sure that the noise focuses. If there is noise, it's about Pacific issues, Pacific priorities, and how we work together to develop a prosperous and resilient Pacific.
There was Palauan President Sorangal Webs Jr. Catch the full interview soon on our YouTube channel and website. The presidential office is pledging to continue drone programs after the opposition-led legislature voted on funding limits.
很可惜的是，今天在国会当中通过的版本没有充分考虑国防的需求。当国际都在踩油门，大家都在加速前进，台湾不应该卡在起点，那反而拉了手刹车，就没有拖慢的角度。
Opposition lawmakers on Thursday blocked the $6.6 billion cabinet proposal to provide 6 years of funding upfront to accelerate drone procurement. Instead, the Kuomintang and Taiwan People's Party passed their own bill. It provides an additional $1 billion in funding but requires annual approval. The ruling party says the restrictions could slow development and make it harder to keep pace with rapidly evolving technology. Taiwan's Coast Guard is raising concerns over record-breaking numbers of Chinese vessels operating around the country. Official data shared with AFP shows Taiwan counted 244 incursions by Chinese boats in July, more than 5 times the number for May. Taiwan's Coast Guard calls this gray zone harassment, hostile activities that do not rise to the level of open conflict. China has been sending vessels into restricted waters, while its Navy has also been carrying out patrols. The race to find survivors of Wednesday's devastating flash floods on the Nepal-Tibet border continues as outside help begins to arrive. But the people of the region face warnings of secondary disasters and of a warmer future where this kind of event could happen again. Zhang Trish reports.
Shell shock and grief in Nuwakot, Nepal, where people are still in disbelief about the wall of water and earth that swept through the district Wednesday after a massive section of a glacier collapsed. In many places, only mud and the remnants of normal life remain. Help can't come fast enough.
There's no place to stay, no place to eat. I don't know where to go or where to stay. I'm hungry, but I don't have any food to eat. Everything is finished. We have nothing left.
And so much is still unknown. The Red Cross says some affected areas are still cut off. On the Nepali side, the confirmed death toll is near 400. Rescue crews continue to search for the more than 900 people still missing, many of them foreign trekkers and pilgrims. On the Chinese side of the border, at least 3 people are dead and over 500 missing. Taiwan is working to confirm the safety of 51 of its citizens known to be in Tibet at the time of the disaster. In Nepal, those with missing loved ones gather around mortuaries and hospitals, like here at the National Trauma Center, desperate for any information.
I'm searching for everyone now. It's hard to distinguish who is a relative and who isn't, because everyone from our village is like family. I came here because I heard that people from our village, including our relatives, may also be among those affected or missing.
Among those sending help is neighboring India, which counts nearly 300 of its citizens missing in the disaster.
As you can see, behind me there is a C-17 aircraft, which is being prepared. Around 35 tons of relief material are being sent, and the aircraft will take off in some time. It will land in an hour and a half in Kathmandu, and then relief materials will be distributed.
Foreign rescue crews are arriving in the country too. A South Korean team is already on the ground, and Taiwan's government has readied a team for departure. As rescuers do their work, Nepali helicopters airlift survivors to safety and drop supplies where needed. Amid all this work, though, the danger is not over. China says a barrier lake formed amid the floods is at high risk of a breach, and scientists say this kind of disaster could happen again.
The climate is changing in these areas. It's getting warmer. Warming air temperatures melt ice, melt glaciers, they start receding, water builds up, water accumulates, and then ultimately dams fail. So this is not unexpected, and it's expected that this sort of, or the number of these sort of failures would increase over time as we see more and more Himalayan glaciers continue to recede.
As rescue efforts get underway, people of the Nepal-Tibet border zone come to terms with not only a devastated present, but also a possibly perilous future. John Su and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
President Lai Ching-te on Thursday announced a new program to promote healthy lifestyles called Health Coin. The program will be rolled out in October. It incentivizes good habits like regular checkups and cancer screenings. Health Coin is based on digital technology for health management and rewards users with credits they can apply to medical services and healthy food purchases. It also rewards active lifestyles. Those with wearable trackers can win perks like discounts in sports venues and fitness classes. In the run-up to the Asian Games, Taiwan's top judokas are fine-tuning their training before stepping onto the mat in Japan. Cindy Chi went to meet them and see their preparations.
Refining their nawaza and scrambling on the mat, Taiwan's judokas are preparing for their shot at glory at the upcoming Aichi Nagoya Asian Games in Japan. The country is sending 10 judo athletes, 4 men and 6 women this year. The spotlight is on Yang Yongwei, as he aims to defend his title in September. At the last Asian Games in Hangzhou, China, he ascended the podium after defeating South Korea's Harim Lee in the men's 60-kilogram division. His win in 2023 secured Taiwan's 100th Asian Games gold medal. Years later, Yang says his mental approach remains the same.
就是尽量还是要把自己准备比赛的每一个环节去做好。我觉得比赛的时候，你才可以更专注的在每一场比赛上面。所以，我给我自己的目标就是，当然就是现在训练的每一个细节，就是每一个技术都可以在比赛上用出来、执行出来。
Now 28, Yang says age has changed the way he trains.
那现在比较面临一个比较大的问题就是，可能在恢复上我可能要做得更足够，跟时间可能要拉更长。现在就是在训练的过程中，就是还会就是对自己的身体的状况是更敏感的，就是更知道我现在要重视一下我自己的身体的状态，然后再去看训练的课表。
Age could prove a factor for others on Yang's team. 48-kilogram contender Ling Zhenghao, also 28, says she notices it too, especially when sparring with younger athletes.
现在那个跟我一起练习的学妹差我10岁，就想说她怎么都不会累，我已经开始喘了，她怎么都还不会累这样，她一副就是我还可以再摔这样子，然后我就想说我好累哦，还不赶快把它处理掉。
Ling says she has been enjoying competition more lately, despite the grueling sessions, and looks forward to the Asian Games.
我都处在于一个非常享受的状态啊！我其实都希望自己可以笑笑的去面对比赛跟比赛的过程。我是希望自己可以从早笑到晚，对。当然从早笑到晚，那一定是有好事发生嘛。我对自己的期许是这样子，对，就是希望自己可以开心的享受这个舞台带给我的一些乐趣。
Ahead of the Games, Taiwan is hoping to give its national judo team the edge, recruiting Ueno Yoshie, a former Japanese world champion and Olympic bronze medalist, to coach the athletes. She's been working with head coach Liu Wendeng.
我们有在做一个讨论，就是说，普遍的我们其他的选手对倾技，就是地板动作、压制啊、关节技，还有勒紧技的部分，就是应用的部分的话，并不是很实在。所以我们现在的练习的话，有特别在地板动作跟倾技的部分的话，做一些的连贯跟加强。
Now, with the Asian Games just around the corner, Taiwan's top judokas are making every training session count, hoping their hard work will pay off on the mat in Japan. Devon Tsai and Saini Chi for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we leave you with images of travelers throwing tomatoes at the La Tomatina Festival in Spain. I'm Ethan Liu. Take care, and I'll see you next time.